I was shocked when I found out that my parents had used my credit card without asking me. They spent $280,500 on a luxury trip to Europe as a graduation gift for my sister, Sophia. My name is Lauren. I'm a 27-year-old, and I've been managing my own money since I was 21, thanks to my job as a bank manager. My sister Sophia is 25 and just finished her degree in media. She has always been the favorite child. Growing up, she got more love, attention, and gifts from our parents. While Sophia got new clothes, the latest gadgets, and didn't have to do chores, I had to learn to take care of myself. I worked hard, earned scholarships, and saved money. It wasn't easy seeing the clear favoritism, but I stayed focused on my goals and tried to ignore it. But things got out of hand when my mom told me, very happily, that they had booked a fancy one-month trip to Europe for Sophia, using my credit card. She said they used my card to collect reward points and told me they would pay me back eventually. I was shocked and hurt. I told them what they did was serious and not okay. I reminded them it was illegal to use someone's card without permission, especially for such a huge amount. But they didn't take me seriously. They said I was being dramatic. I was really worried. What if I needed that credit limit in an emergency? This could mess up my finances. So I reported the charge as fraud to the bank. That caused a big fight with my family, and I decided to stop talking to them. It wasn't easy, but I had to do it to protect myself and my future. I needed that credit limit for important things, and what they did broke my trust. But instead of understanding how I felt, my mom got angry. "You're so selfish," she said coldly. "Why can't you just be happy for your sister? This is her special moment, and you're ruining it by being cheap." I couldn't believe it. I was being called selfish for being upset about a $280,500 charge I never agreed to. After that call, I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and disbelief. I hoped my dad would understand and give me a better response, but sadly, he agreed with my mom. He didn't see anything wrong with what they did. My dad agreed with my mom. He said I was making a big deal out of nothing and should be more supportive of Sophia. When I spoke to Sophia, she seemed completely unaware of the problem. She was so happy about the trip and even thanked me for helping with her graduation gift, like I had done it on purpose. It felt strange and unreal. Was I really the one being unreasonable? I was frustrated and wanted to fix things, so I called the credit card company to report the charges. But to my shock, they told me that because I had once shared my card details with my parents for emergencies, it didn't count as fraud. Now I was stuck with a $280,500 bill, a maxed-out credit card, and a family that called me selfish for not wanting to pay for Sophia's fancy trip. I felt deeply hurt and betrayed by the very people who were supposed to care for me. I didn't know what to do. One part of me wanted to cancel the trip to make a strong point, but I knew that would start a huge fight with my family. Another part of me thought about just paying the bill to avoid more drama. But I kept thinking, if I let this go, would they do it again? Would they think it was okay to keep using my money without asking? I asked myself, am I overreacting? Should I just accept this and move on? Or should I stand up for myself, even if it hurts my relationship with my family? I felt completely lost. Thank you to everyone who shared kind words and advice on my earlier post. Your support helped me see that it was okay to feel upset and that I wasn't wrong for feeling used and disrespected. Thanks to that encouragement, I decided to take more action. I called a credit card company again and explained everything clearly. I told them my parents were only supposed to use my card for emergencies, and this was definitely not one. After talking for a while, they agreed to look into it again and check if it could still be seen as fraud. Then I set up a family Zoom call. I hope we could talk things out and maybe fix the situation. The call was intense. I calmly explained what their actions meant, how serious it was, how they broke my trust, and how much pressure it had put on me financially. I told them I had reported the charges as fraud and asked them to cancel the trip right away. Their reaction was upsetting, but not surprising. They got angry and said I was being too dramatic and trying to ruin Sophia's graduation. My mom even said I was making a happy time feel sad. The problem still isn't solved, and now I'm thinking about what to do next. It's a tough choice because this has affected our family badly. My parents tried to defend their actions by saying they raised me and paid for everything when I was younger. That made me feel even more frustrated. I told them calmly, "You chose to be parents. Taking care of us was your job. That doesn't give you the right to use my credit card without asking." Sophia had been quiet the whole time, but then she suddenly started crying. She said I was ruining her gift and claimed I had always been jealous of her. Her words hurt, but they also made me more sure that I needed to set clear boundaries. I said, "Sophia, I'm truly proud of you and happy for your success. But this trip was charged to my card without my permission. That's not a gift from me, and it's not okay." Then my dad spoke up. He tried to make the situation seem small, saying they had access to my card for emergencies and thought it would be fine just this one time. I couldn't believe it. I told him, "Dad, $280,500 is a huge amount of money. This wasn't an emergency. You can't just spend my money without asking me first." The call ended with everyone feeling emotional. My parents were upset. Sophia was crying, and I felt completely drained, but also firm in my decision. Even after everything, they still refused to cancel the trip. They said I was overreacting and promised to pay me back soon. Afterward, I spoke to a friend who's a lawyer. He told me what my parents did was illegal, and I had the right to take legal action. So I also filed a police report. The officer was kind and listened carefully. He warned me that pressing charges could damage my relationship with my family, but he also said I had every right to protect myself. Now, I feel torn. I love my family, and the thought of taking legal steps against them makes me sad. But at the same time, their lack of respect for my choices and money worries me a lot. I'm scared that if I don't stand up for myself now, they might do something like this again. I've decided to wait for the results of the credit card company's investigation. To stay safe, I froze my credit so no one could use it without my permission again. This whole experience has been painful, but has also taught me something important. I now understand how necessary it is to set strong boundaries with people, even family. For a long time, I tried to keep the peace, even if it hurt me. But now I've learned to speak up for myself. It's not easy, and it still feels a bit scary, but it's also giving me strength. I'm finally standing up and saying that I won't allow anyone to break my trust again. Thank you all for your support and advice. It has helped me so much during this difficult time. I'll keep sharing updates as the investigation continues, or if anything else happens with my family. Your support has really meant a lot. It's been a few weeks since I last shared an update, and a lot has happened. First, the good news. The credit card company finished their investigation, and they agreed with me. They confirmed that the charges were not approved by me and took back the $280,500 from my account. It was a huge relief to be free from that financial burden. But then things got worse. When my parents and Sophia found out the trip was canceled because of the chargeback, they were furious. I started getting lots of angry calls and texts. My mom left a really hurtful voicemail saying I was selfish and ungrateful, and that I had ruined Sophia's special trip. Sophia even made a crying video on social media, saying her mean brother had destroyed her dream vacation. It spread quickly among our friends and family. Soon, people started asking me why I was being so cruel to my sister. When I saw how crazy things were getting, I decided I had to tell my side of the story. I wrote a calm and clear post explaining that my credit card was used without my permission and that I had tried to work things out with my family before going to the credit card company. People had mixed reactions. Some were shocked at how my parents had acted and supported me. Others said I should have just let Sophia go on the trip, even though it meant ignoring the fact that my money was used without asking me. It was surprising to see how many people believed that it's okay to ignore something wrong just because it's family. A few days later, I got a surprise call from my aunt, my mom's sister. She said she was sorry about what I was going through and shared some family history I didn't know before. She told me that my mom has had problems with money for a long time and had taken advantage of other family members too. She told me to stay strong and said she would support me. That talk helped me understand that this wasn't just a one-time thing. It was part of a pattern that had been happening for years but ignored. I realized I had to set strong limits, not just for myself but to stop this kind of behavior from continuing. So I made a hard decision. I told my parents that I wouldn't be speaking with them for a while. I explained that I needed time to think and that I couldn't trust them right now. I also told Sophia that even though I loved her and was proud of her, I needed space from her too. Their reactions were exactly what I expected. My parents said I was breaking the family apart. Sophia cried and said I was punishing her for something she didn't do. It hurt, but I stayed strong and didn't change my mind. During all this family drama, I focused on protecting myself from any more money problems. I changed all my passwords, closed the credit card account my parents had access to, and opened a new account at a different bank. I also started seeing a therapist to help me deal with everything and to learn how to set healthier boundaries. Even though this whole thing has been really hard, something good has come out of it. I've learned to value myself more and take better care of my emotional and financial health. One unexpected benefit is that I've grown closer to my aunt and a few cousins. They reached out to support me, and it feels good to know that not everyone in the family agrees with what my parents did. I've heard through other family members that my parents are still thinking about sending Sophia on another trip. A small part of me feels bad that she didn't get to go to Europe, but I keep reminding myself it wasn't my job to pay for it. I still struggle with guilt and doubt. Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh or made the wrong choice. But every time I remember how betrayed I felt when I found out what happened, I know I did the right thing. This experience has been a tough lesson, but it's taught me the importance of self-respect and setting clear boundaries. I'm learning that it's okay to say no, even to family, and that real love shouldn't come with a price. Thank you again for all your support. I'll keep sharing updates if anything major happens. For now, I'm focusing on healing and moving forward. It's been about a month since my last update, and I wanted to share what's happened since then. Your advice and kind words have helped me a lot during this tough time. First, about the legal situation. After thinking carefully and talking to my lawyer, I decided not to take my parents to court. It wasn't an easy choice. Many of you suggested going the legal route, and I really considered it. But my lawyer explained that since the credit card company already gave me the money back, a court case would be long, expensive, and might not work out. Instead, my lawyer sent a formal letter to my parents. It warned them that if they ever use my financial info again without asking, I'll take legal action right away. As for my family, staying out of contact with my parents and Sophia has been both difficult and helpful. It gave me space to think about everything and focus on myself. I've been going to therapy regularly, and it's helped me deal with my feelings and learn how to build better boundaries. About a month into this break, I got a surprise email from Sophia. It wasn't like her past reactions. This time, her message was calm and thoughtful. She said she had taken time to think about everything and now sees how wrong our parents were. She apologized for how she reacted at first and said she should have stood up for me. Sophia admitted she always knew there was favoritism but felt too scared and comfortable to speak up. I felt hopeful after reading her message, but decided to move slowly. We've had a few phone calls since then, and it seems like she really wants to understand how I feel. She also opened up about her own experiences with our parents and how they've handled money badly in the past. She had never shared that before. It looks like the canceled Europe trip made Sophia realize some hard truths, not just about our parents, but about herself too. My parents, on the other hand, haven't changed much. They've tried to reach out to me several times, sometimes with angry voicemails, other times with emails that made me feel guilty. One day, my mom even showed up at my apartment and made a scene in the hallway. It was hard, but I stayed calm and didn't argue. I had to do it to protect my peace of mind. The rest of the family has had mixed reactions. Some relatives have been quiet or unsure, but others, like my aunt, have been very supportive. She's not just someone I can count on. She's become one of my biggest sources of strength through all of this. Some other family members are still pressuring me to forgive my parents. They keep saying, but they're your family. Because of this, I've had to distance myself from those relatives to keep my peace of mind. On the bright side, stepping away from all the family drama has helped me focus more on my own life. I've started a new hobby, photography, and I've been spending more time with friends who respect my limits and support me. I've also made some smart money choices. I've started saving more for retirement and building a stronger emergency fund. This whole experience reminded me how important it is to be financially independent and secure. One very special moment happened last week. I got a promotion at work along with a big raise. In the past, I might have felt like I had to tell my family and maybe even share the money. But this time, I kept it quiet and celebrated with a few close friends. I felt proud of myself, with no guilt or pressure. As for Sophia's graduation trip, my aunt told me our parents eventually sent her on a 5-week tour of Hawaii. From what I heard, Sophia had a good time. Looking ahead, I've decided to stay out of contact with my parents for at least another 6 months. I still need more time to heal and see if they can learn to respect my boundaries. With Sophia, I'm open to slowly rebuilding our relationship, but I'm being very careful and making sure to keep clear limits. This whole situation has taught me a lot, like how important it is to say no, to protect myself, and to understand what family really means. I've learned that family isn't just about blood. Real family is about love, respect, and support. The people who stood by me during all of this, my aunt, some cousins, and good friends, showed me what true family looks like. I've also become even more careful with money. I was already good at managing my finances, but now I've added more security to all my accounts. I'm also more firm about protecting my financial information, even from family members. There have been some hard moments too. I've missed a few family events because of the no-contact decision. Mother's Day was especially emotional. But when I feel sad, I remind myself that this space is helping me grow and take care of my mental health. Something unexpected and positive has come out of all this. I've been able to help others. Friends who are also dealing with money problems in their families have come to me for advice. It feels really good to be able to support them and share what I've learned through my own experiences. It's been a while since my last update, but during this time, I've grown a lot and even helped others. That's been a very rewarding feeling. My aunt recently told me that my parents are going through some tough times. It turns out they had planned to use my credit card for more than just Sophia's trip. Now there's tension between them. My dad is angry at my mom for going too far and committing credit card fraud. Even though I feel a little guilty knowing they're struggling, I keep reminding myself that their money problems are not my responsibility. Sophia also shared a bit about how her parents are dealing with everything. She said they still don't really understand why I was so upset. To them, what they did seems normal for a family, and they think I'm making a big deal out of nothing. That misunderstanding is frustrating, but it shows me that keeping my distance was the right choice. When I think back to my childhood and early adult years, I now see a pattern of emotional and financial manipulation that I used to believe was normal. Realizing this has been painful, but also freeing. I've started trusting my own feelings and choices instead of always looking for my parents' approval. On a personal note, I've started dating again. I had been holding back because of all the family drama, but recently I met someone kind, respectful, and very understanding of my situation. It's still early, but it feels good to connect with someone who truly respects my boundaries and values. I'm also thinking about making some big changes in my life. I've always wanted to get a master's degree, but I kept putting it off because I felt like I had to support my family financially. Now, I'm seriously looking into programs and considering taking that step. It feels good to finally make choices based on what's best for me and my future. As I write this, I realize how much has changed in just a few months. The shock and anger I first felt are gone. Now I feel calm and focused. I'm not just reacting to what my family did. I'm taking control and building the life I want. To anyone reading this who might be going through something similar, I want you to know, it gets better. Setting boundaries with family is hard, and people might not always understand, but it's worth it. You have the right to protect yourself, your money, and your mental health. Thank you again to everyone who supported me along the way. Your kind words and advice have been a lifeline. I don't know what will happen in the future with my parents or Sophia, but I know I'll be okay. I'm stronger now, more confident, and ready for whatever comes next. I'll share more updates if anything major happens, but for now, I'm focusing on moving forward and creating a life filled with people who respect and support me. Here's to new beginnings and lessons that made me stronger. I'm excited to share some new updates with all of you who have supported me through this journey. First, I have some big news. I've been accepted into a master's program in financial technology. The school is about 6 hours from where I live now, and the program lasts 1 year. It's a perfect fit for the career goals I've always dreamed of. I'll be starting this fall, and I feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. Making the choice to go back to school wasn't easy. It meant leaving my current job, moving to a new city, and taking out student loans. But more than anything, it means I'm finally investing in myself and my future, something I used to delay because I was always thinking about my family's needs first. Now, I'm making decisions based on what's right for me, and that feels really good. As for my family, things have taken an unexpected turn. The no-contact period with my parents ended 4 months ago, and we agreed to try family therapy with a professional counselor. The first session was tense. My parents were defensive and said they didn't do anything wrong. But as we talked more, deeper problems came out. It turned out that my dad had lost a lot of money in a bad investment. He never told anyone, not even my mom. That financial stress is what led them to use my credit card. They were trying to hide their money troubles and keep up appearances. This truth brought up a lot of emotions. My mom felt hurt that my dad kept such a big secret. My dad was ashamed of what he had done. For the first time, they seemed to understand how badly their actions affected me. Even though what they did wasn't okay, knowing the full story helped me see where they were coming from. With the therapist's help, we started to talk more honestly. By the end of the session, both of my parents gave me real, heartfelt apologies. We've decided to keep going to family therapy once a month. The road to healing is long, and it won't be easy, but these steps are helping us rebuild trust and better understand each other. I'm also slowly rebuilding my relationship with Sophia. She's doing really well now. She got a full-time job and moved into her own place. We've been talking more often, and for the first time, it feels like I'm getting to know her as an adult. She's even asked me for advice on budgeting and saving money, which is a big change and a good sign for our relationship. On a personal note, things are going really well with Diane, the woman I mentioned before. Our relationship has become something very special. She has been incredibly supportive of my decision to go back to school, even though it means we'll be in a long-distance relationship for a while. Diane has also had her own experiences with setting boundaries with her family, so she really understands what I'm going through and has been a great support. Financially, I'm in a strong place. The promotion I got earlier helped me save a good amount of money for my upcoming move and for grad school expenses. I've also become much more careful about protecting my money. Just recently, a distant relative tried to guilt me into co-signing a loan. It wasn't easy to say no, but I stood my ground, and it reminded me how important it is to keep firm personal boundaries. As I get ready to start this new chapter in my life, I've been thinking about how far I've come since that first shocking phone call from my mom about the credit card charges. The pain and anger I felt back then have mostly faded. Now, I feel stronger and more confident in myself. This whole experience has taught me how important it is to set and stick to boundaries, especially with family. I've learned that it's okay to put my well-being and future first. True family, whether it's blood relatives or chosen friends, will support your growth and respect your space. To everyone who followed my story and gave advice and support, thank you. Your words helped me stay strong and clear-headed during some very hard times. And to anyone out there going through similar problems with family, know that it's possible to come out stronger and wiser. As I pack up my apartment and get ready for this new adventure, I feel hopeful and excited in a way I haven't felt in years. I'm proud of how far I've come, and I'm looking forward to what comes next.